Hi guys, welcome back to another section with Benema. My name is Tokunbo Olujide from BenemaCreativ Solution. Today I want to teach you how to use Move To, which is the first tool on Photoshop toolbox. So Move To moves a selection or a layer. Now we have a layer open, which is a picture from my document. There are two ways, or either way you can open a picture on the Photoshop. Is either you go through the file menu, then click open, then you browse through your system and choose that particular file open. So, or you go through File Explorer, drag that particular image, then drag it in the body or on the tab. Don't forget that we have menu bar, we have option bar, we have the tabs whereby you can navigate through your open document. Also, we have the toolbox here. We have the panels by the right hand side of your Photoshop interface. Then also we have some panels opened, which you can just easily go to Windows. Then you open, like if I want to work with my text, I want to choose the text phase, font, size. I will click on character, this character. Then this one is going to pop up. So I can work with my text. Then I can also hide using this small double arrow. So it's going to hide them. Then why the layer panel is at this position, and we have our layer listed here. So let's go back to the previous image. If we look at where the layer panel is, we only have one layer. And you can see that on the layer panel, we have the name of that particular layer, which is called background. Then we have high, that makes our layer visible or invisible. So when the high is visible, that means your layer will be visible. But here we have a locked, a padlock or so icon. So this lock means that the layer is locked. You won't be able to move it. Now let's go back to our document. Move To can move any layer except the locked one. Now let me move. I click on that particular layer and I drag, but unfortunately the layer is locked. So the current selected layer is a background layer. You cannot move a background layer or change a stacking order, blending mode, or opacity. However, you can convert it to a normal layer and then change any of these attributes. So now let's go back to our layer panel and let's look at that particular layer and double click, or you click normally depending on the version you're using. So I have to click over there then to unlock that particular layer. So as you can see, this layer can move. I can move it with Move To. So this is one of the attributes of Move To. You can move that particular layer, and each layer in Photoshop are a composition of pixels. So these are the composition of these colored pixels to make our image. So Move To can also move selection. What do I mean by selection? Selection is selecting the pixels. So I'm going to use one of these two, which is called Quick Selection Tool, and click on that particular color, or let me increase my brush. Let me increase my brush using my special key on the keyboard. So you increase your brush using this particular key on your keyboard, and you reduce your brush using this particular key on your keyboard. So I'm going to press that key on the keyboard to increase my brush width. So I will click on this red. So this particular tool will detect the color of that pixels and select it. Now I have selected that particular pixels. Now let me go back to Move To and see what will happen if I drag and move it elsewhere. You can see that that particular pixels moves. So that means when an object or when some pixels are selected, you can also move that particular pixels. I would like to deselect this selection, which I'm going to press Control D on my keyboard. This Control D, I'm going to press Control D or Option D if you're using Mac. So now I'm going to press Control D on my keyboard, and this is how it's going to be. So it's going to deselect that particular layer. So now I want to, transform this particular layer. So how do I go about that? So I'm going to pick my move to, then go back to panel, layer panel. You can see that layer panel has been hidden. Just press here, it's going to pop up. Then I will choose that particular layer, which is layer O. Then I'll press Control T on my keyboard, which is Control T. This T, Control T on my keyboard, or Option T. So after that, you will see some nodes at the edge of your image or of your layer. You can see a node here. There's a node here. There's a node, a node, a node. Now, I will advise you not to press or hold your node from here, because it can deform. If I press Shift, I'm using higher version. If you're using the lower version, you don't need to press Shift. So it's going to transform it vertical and horizontal, which is going to transform it diagonally. So if I reduce it, meaning that I'm scaling it down, so it will reduce and it won't deform. But if you are using lower version of Photoshop, when you press, it's going to deform. If you want to maintain all your size, you hold Shift on the older version of Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop 2021. So this is how to scale. Now, when you are still working with transform, you can have more options by right-clicking and get different options. Like you want to rotate. If you click on rotate, you can just move your mouse at the edge, not so close to the node. Then you pull it round. So also, if I right click, we have talked about scale. So scaling is to just scale your document or your layer up and down. Then the other one is screw. Screw allows you to screw an image maybe to the left, right, and up and down. So the next one is distort. Distort allows you to transform your image into any form you like. So why the other one, the next one is called perspective. Perspective will give your image in a perspective look like this, either from the top or from the side. So then we have warp. Warp allows you to warp an image and transform it to any form you like in this manner. Then also we have others like this, but I'm going to join this part. I'm going to go to rotation, which is if I want to rotate 90-degree clockwise. Clockwise goes in the direction of right. So it's going to rotate clockwise. Now, if I choose rotate 90-degree counterclockwise, it's going to rotate to the left. So now the next one is flip horizontal. If I click flip horizontal, it's going to mirror, like it's going to change the position from left to right. So now if I choose flip vertical, it's going to change the position of your layer from top to down or from down to top. So this is all about the attributes of move to. And when you are done with your transformation, the next thing you do is to go to the option bar and click confirm, or you click enter. then your actual transformation is going to be retained. Then if you want to undo, you press Ctrl Z on your keyboard. Ctrl Z on your keyboard. So Ctrl Z. Then it will return back to the actual state of that particular layer. Hope you enjoyed this class. If you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe to my channel for subsequent tutors. Thank you. My name is Tokunbo Olujide from BenemaCreativ Solution. See you next time.